Welcome guys to the coding question tutorial by your host and host Mr. Suraj Pawar sir from LeadSoft Placement Academy. So guys, in last video tutorial we have seen how we can able to evaluate distinct and duplicate integers. If you guys haven't checked with that video, please go for our coding playlist, and there itself you can check for that question what is the logic and how to write in that approach. Well, today we are going to discuss again most popular question those have asked by many companies. Even some of the TCS questions also they have asked. Again, Capgemini coding round also the same question is asked, and in Accenture July 2023 the same question is getting repeated, and that name of question is sum of digit. What is this exactly in a problem statement, how we guys can able to resolve that problem statement, and how to write the code? Let us check. It is a bit complex, but if you understood it really well, you can able to solve that questions really again at the same pattern. So let us see here. So we have to require to implement the function. Okay, function as def, and the name of function is a different sum of digits, and it is having the array as an argument. So it says the function accept array of n positive integer as its arguments, and we have to find out the different sum of digit. So what is the different sum of digit? Let us say imagine f of x is the sum of digits of integer. Okay, they have considered the f function who is going to find out the sum of integers of that number, and we have to find out the new f1 and the new f2. Well, what is the new f1? The sum of digits of each and every element of array. Okay, there are n elements, so for each and every elements of an array we are going to find out the sum, and that sum modulus 10 is going to store whatever the sum of that each and every digits we are going to calculate from the array. Their sum modulus 10 we are going to store it to the f1. Well, in f2 what we are going to store? F2 will be the sum of only the array elements and modulus 10. And what we have to return? The sum of digit, okay, whatever the sum of digit of numbers, modulus 10 minus sum of all array elements minus 10. So that value must be written here, and there are some notes given. The n, that is what number of elements in the array should be available, that means n is greater than 0. Now let us take this example. What will be the f1 and what will be the f2? Okay, let me show you. So if the array we will have like this, then the f1 would be like the same. Let us say these are the elements I'm writing here: 11, 14, 16, 10, 9, 8, 24, 5, 4, 3. So f1 should be the sum of digit of all these elements, which means f1 I am writing here is 1 plus 1, plus for 14 1 plus 4, plus for 16 1 plus 6, plus for 10 it is like 1 plus 0, plus for single digit we will take it as it is 9 plus 8, plus for 2 and 4 is like 2 plus 4, plus 5 plus 4 plus 3, and this total sum modulus 10 is going to store at f1, and f2 will be like 11 plus 14 plus 16 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 24 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 and modulus 10. So whatever that results, like f1, that is what sum of digits of that array modulus 10 minus sum of all elements from the array modulus 10, that we have to return. And likewise in this example you guys can see, okay, let me show you that one part. So in the example what I am going to be check out right there is what, how the things are going to be changed. See, okay, so the sum of digits, that is what f1 becomes as 50, and 50 modulus 10 is 0, but the sum of all array elements modulus 10, okay, sum of all array is 104 and 104 modulus 10 is 4. So the answer returns as 0 minus 4. And coming to input, you guys can see first we are inputting the array elements and then the space separated array in a one single line. So let us again write the skeleton here for that problem statement. So here I am going to write the skeleton so you guys can see. Let me erase all this. Alright, so let us check with the problem solutions here. So again I am going to open ideally, and here we are going to create a new file. So let us create a new file here. Okay, instead of creating, I'm going to use the last one file where we guys have created the distinct duplicate program. So let me write first skeleton. The name of function here, what is the name of function? Let us check one more time. So we have the name of function as a difference sum of digits and array as an argument. So difference sum of digits and array as an argument. So we will write that code later to find out the F1 and F2 and their differences. So as per the inputs, I have to enter the n that defines the size of the array, and then space separated inputs for the array we are going to read. So I'm going to say array equals to list of, I'm converting that array into the list. So list of map of, okay, all data must be in integer and space separated, so input dot split. Now this is the inputting we have done. Now by this function the value is going to return, so again we are going to call them like this: result equals to difference sum of digits, and we are going to pass this array right there, and after this we are going to print the result. Now as we have to calculate the F1 and F2, so initially what I'm going to do, F2 I can able to calculate easily by using the inbuilt function of that list, that is what sum. So the F2 must be the sum of array modulus 10. So here I'm going to create F2 equals to sum of that array modulus 10. Yeah, that's fine. So we have calculated F2. Now to calculate F1, I'm going to set it initially to the 0. Well, this needs to be remember all the elements from the array are in an integer format, and for that all integer formats I have to calculate the sum of digit of each and every number. To make them calculate, again the same approach that we are going to follow, that we have followed for the repeating digits. I will convert that number into the string, and then we are going to convert that character into the integer and add it to the sum. Well, to do with that, so I'm going to iterate all the elements from the array. So I'm going to say for element in array, and I'm going to directly convert that element into the temp as string of element. So right now the temp I am going to use to calculate the sum of digit, and to calculate that sum of digit temporary I'm going to say again t equals to 0 as the temp in a string value. So again I'm going to say for the character in temp, and I'm going to add them by converting to the integer to the variable of the t. So for every element initially t will be become 0. It is going to find out that sum of the digits of that element in an array, and then we are going to add it to the F1. Now the F1 also getting formed, but F1 modulus 10 also we required, and then F2 minus F1 we have to return. So after completion of for, here I am going to say F1 equals to F1 modulus 10. So we have proper F1, we have proper F2, and now we are going to return this F2 minus F1. Now let us calculate with that. To make them calculate, what we guys are going to do here is we are going to run the code along with the inputs. So what are the inputs right there? So I am going to copy these inputs. The size is what 10, and all the data is spaced separately. So let's do with that. So I am going to run the program. Here we are. So the length is 10, and here the all the elements separated by spaces. And what is the output? The output is what? 4. Let us check. What the output? Well, the output returns as -4, which means we have done something wrong here in the calculations. I can say F1 minus F2. Now let us work it one more time. Again 10 array elements, and the output is what? -10. Sorry, -4. Now let us work the same logic to the next level. Okay, here we are having the value. I guess these are both are the same input. This is the another input 16, 80, 20, where the n is equals to 3. Let us check over that. Okay, so n is 3, the elements are 16, 18, 20, and the result is what? +4. Now let us check the same result here. Yeah, we are receiving the same sample output as a +4, and this is how we guys can able to make them evaluate. What we have did here. Okay, I'm going to elaborate this question on a basic sample inputs, that is 16. Okay, here n becomes as a 3, and the array list become here 16, 18, 20. So these data is passed to the array. Now how it is going to be work? So first it is going to find out the F2. That F2 is sum of array modulus 10. Sum of array means what? 16 plus 18 plus 20. So if we find out that sum, okay, 16 plus 18 becomes 34 plus 20 becomes 54. Okay, 54 modulus 10. Okay, 54 modulus 10, that becomes the remainder as a 4. So F2 right now is 4. Now to calculate the F1, F1 initially becomes as a 0. And for every element means when it is 16, when it is 18, and when it is 20, how the F1 is going to change, that we will see. Okay, for the temp equals to str of element, which means this 16 is going to convert in a string, that is in single or a double quote. Well, t becomes as a 0, and for ch in temp means ch will be belongs to 1 and 6. 2 iteration has to be performed. So t plus equals to integer of ch, that means when ch at 1, so t becomes here like 1. Okay, plus, and then it is going to add 6, so it becomes 7. So initially for the first element F1 becomes as a 7. Now when it is at a second element, so temp will be becomes as 18. I am going to change it here only. And again 1 plus 8, 9 is going to add, and 7 plus 9, 8 becomes, I guess, 16. It becomes what? 7 plus 9, yeah, let me check. Okay, 7 plus 9, yeah, that is 16. And for the third element 2, 0, it is going to add 2 there, so it is completely becomes F1 becomes here as a 18. Now F2 modulus 10 is become 4, and 18 modulus 10. Okay, remainder must be what? Okay, 18 modulus 10 here, the remainder must be what? 8 right there. Now let us perform F1 minus F2. F1 is what? 8, and F2 is what? 4, and this is how the result is going to be done. And the same thing is going to happen for the 10 different elements also. You can trace out the program with the same approach. You guys will get how this program is going to be worked so far. So if you guys have get something about this logic, please give us the thumbs up. Do share to the needful people, and stay tuned for the next coding video tutorial. Thanks for watching guys. Bye bye. Take care.